Network, time for Finding Your Frequency. I'm Brian Sexton, joined by my friend, I can say that because we've known each other for many years, Elise Cashman. Hi, Elise, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I want you to explain Cashman Enterprises, because you could have a series of vending machines, or you could sell weapons. I mean, what do you do at Cashman Enterprises?
I am a court reporter.
Okay.
Have been for the last 43 years.
Okay, hold on. 43 years.
Yes.
So you're the court reporter.
I am the Jacksonville court reporter.
Right, so let's give everybody a sense. The Fernandez family,
Yes.
of which you are part, has a long history of being involved in the legal community here in North Florida. Why don't you just create a family tree for us? Literally.
All right. I am second generation, born and raised in Jacksonville. My father was a judge here in town. My mother was a court reporter. She started Executive Reporters, and when she retired, we changed it to Cashman Enterprises.
Okay. So you took over the family business.
I did.
And being part of the family business in a courtroom, and I think your brother did some video work too, right?
Yes.
And a former brother of yours also. He's also a lawyer, right?
He was.
So you have a huge tie-in here. Was it always what you wanted to do? Did you just grow up in the business?
So give you a little story.
Okay.
When my mom was reporting, she did it by shorthand. I use
Pen?
pen and ink.
Wow.
And I use a machine.
Okay.
So when she would take a deposition, she would have to dictate it and someone would type it for her. So the family joke was I came out dictating.
Okay.
So it is in my blood.
Right.
I always knew this is what I wanted to do.
Were you the person that typed?
I am.
Oh, wow.
I am.
So tell us about the machine. I always think it's fascinating because it's not like a typewriter.
No, it has 24 keys.
Right.
So, and there's 26 letters in the alphabet.
Right.
And that includes our numbers. So we have briefs. Okay. It's called machine shorthand.
Right.
It's phonetic. The best way to describe it is if I wrote the word cat, you would recognize because it's K-A-T, because it's the phonetic.
Right.
But we also have briefs, and that's what gives us our speed.
How did you learn that? I mean, how long did it take you to figure out how, or was it, again, just something that you were born with?
Not that. I wasn't born with that because she was the pen and ink. I went to school, and I finished in about a year and a half. It's normally about a 2-year course.
Okay.
And it's a reflex, basically.
So what are the letters that are missing? Is it C one of them since you have a K-A-T?
Yes. And the final letters like through, T-H-R-O-U-G-H, it's T-H-R-U.
Okay.
So you don't have the final. If it's not a hard sound at the end, you don't have those letters.
If I asked you, could you give me a history of the machine?
Ooh.
Where'd it come from? Who invented it?
No.
So what's a typical day for a court reporter look like? Are there typical days?
There's not. That's the beauty of our job is we are not 9 to 5. We can be, but we don't have to be if we don't want to. I had a 10 o'clock job this morning, and I'm done for the day.
Cashman Enterprises.
Yes.
Oh, I like the ring of that.
Yeah.
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 What's the biggest challenge to getting into and building a business as a court reporter?
The biggest challenge is making sure everyone knows you're reliable and that your work is good.
I would imagine that lawyers don't like mistakes.
Correct.
Creates a lot of problems.
Yes. And they are a lot of times on time crunches, and they know when they pick up the phone and call me, if they say they need something tomorrow, they'll have it tomorrow. Right. It's not oh, but I did this, or oh, but I did that. They're going to get it.
So when you're sitting in a courtroom, does the machine have a name?
It's a stenograph machine.
Stenograph machine. Mm-hmm. And you're working the machine, you're also recording it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the process of turning that into a finished draft?
So when you're watching TV and you see closed captioning, that's a court reporter.
Oh, okay.
And that's considered real time.
Yeah.
And so my machine writes to my laptop, and my laptop program, my court reporting program, deciphers it into English. And so then I have to edit it. So what we say is for every hour of testimony we take, it takes about an hour and a half to edit it. Because you're looking for misspellings or punctuation and little nuances like that.
I bet you were hard to get things passed.
I am.
I'm sure that homework was always done right in your house. It was never going to get by. Okay, everyone who comes on the show gets 3 questions. So here's number 1.
Okay.
Everyone has defining moments in their life. You got what you can share with us? Moment that helped define Elise Cashman.
A moment that helped define Elise Cashman. The nervousness of changing the name from Executive Reporters to Cashman Enterprises.
Okay.
and the phone calls that I was getting for jobs
Yeah.
really made me feel I've made it. I'm not riding on somebody else's coattails.
Okay. Congratulations. No, you're not. You're the queen. How about an obstacle? Something that you had to punch through that created some angst at some point in your life, but when you got to the other side, you said, "Oh, I've got this. I can handle anything."
That's a hard one.
Have anything to do with Frank jumping out of airplanes?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with him. No. I probably when we adopted our son.
Okay.
That was probably.
Absolutely. That is always a time-consuming process,
Yes.
even if you're inside the legal process.
Yes.
Nobody gets to where they're at without learning things along the way. Is there something that you learned, whether it's in court reporting or as a businesswoman, that you can share with our audience? There's someone out there that's thinking, I want to have my own business. I want to go and create like she did. I want to have the courage to change the name and have it be all about me. Piece of advice? A tip?
Just like I said, be reliable is the main. Be reliable and be true to your word.
Okay. So be who you are, be authentic.
Yes.
But the reliability is something that we don't talk enough about.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Well, it's good to see you.
You too.
Thanks for coming down.
All right.
And sharing your frequency with us.
Thank you. Thank you for
Her
that.
husband, by the way, does jump out of airplanes.
He does jump out of airplanes.
Mountain, canopy.
Parachuting team.
We can look it up, folks.
Yep.
And that'll do it for this edition of Finding Your Frequency. We'll see you next time, right here on the Daily News Network.